darkest an old oak clings to secrets, a cloak that shrouds the cobblestone streets and creaking Victorian houses. I, Alex, a curious journalist specializing in paranormal investigations, feel drawn to this town like a guardian to the shadows. Whispers, carried on the chill wind, speak of a relic, an artifact steeped in darkness, a mysterious cardboard box that transcends time, leaving a trail of tragedy in its wake. The legend spun like a morbid lullaby, tells of Gabriella, a scorned witch from forgotten times. With a ritual steeped in malevolent magic, she crafted the box, a vessel not for treasures, but for vengeance. Bestowed upon her one-sided love, a man who dared choose another, the box became a cursed legacy, passed through the ages to those consumed by the flames of unrequited love. The box itself is as unassuming as it is terrifying. A mere cardboard shell, 15 by 15 inches, it holds a deceptive lightness. Yet, peering within is like staring into the abyss. An inky blackness devours all light, a gaping maw in the fabric of reality. It has a will of its own, this malevolent creation, consuming anything placed within unless the tormented souls, trapped in its depths. Possession of the box required an unwavering watch. A blink, a momentary distraction, and something sinister could emerge, hungry and seeking prey. Once opened, salvation lay in constant vigilance. Look away, and malevolent tendrils crept closer, each inch fueled by darkness, only to be stopped by the unyielding gaze of the beholder, a grim game of red light, green light played with souls. My quest for the cursed relic led me to a dusty garage sale in the heart of Old Oak. Whispers, like cobwebs clinging to the air, guided me to Maya, a girl whose eyes held the echo of sorrow. Fate, it seemed, had dealt me an unfortunate hand. Maya, unknowingly, possessed the very object I sought. Drawn by shared curiosity, we met in the shadow of the old oak tree, its gnarled branches twisting like skeletal fingers against the bruised sky. Me, always a sucker for a good mystery, felt curiosity gnaw at me like a rabid squirrel. Before I knew it, the lid creaked open like a rusty gate to hell. Cold air, colder than a yeti's breath, blasted out, and something stirred in the darkness. Not a shape, not a sound, just a prickling awareness, like being watched by 1,000 spiders. And then, blink. Just a blink, enough to inquire about the box's history from Maya, and bam! A head popped out, the dude's face contorted in a silent scream, eyes like pinpricks in the dark. Trust me, it wasn't a pretty sight. But we glared, Maya and I, eyes glued to the box, and the head froze, trapped by our gaze, like a statue carved from nightmares. That's the thing about the satanic gift box, it plays games. You look away, it inches closer, claws scraping against the cardboard, whispering promises of eternal sleep. Blink, and it might just steal your soul while you're catching a nap. The air crackled and whispered around us, thick with sleep deprivation and the gnawing terror that never left our sides. Our eyes, strained and gritty, clung to the box with the desperation of shipwrecked sailors to a distant light. But exhaustion gnawed at our edges, whispering tempting lullabies of respite. One night, Maya's voice, hoarse from whispered stories and shared nightmares, dipped into a shallow sleep. I fought the pull, clinging to the frayed threads of awareness, but my lids grew heavy, burdened by the relentless watch. In that sliver of vulnerability, something dared to creep closer. A whisper, like the sigh of a hungry wind, slithered out of the box, weaving through the shadows, searching for an unguarded ear. It found one in Finn, Maya's little brother, who wandered past, drawn by the morbid allure of the forbidden. He stopped, curiosity flickering across his freckled face. Just a peek, he must have thought, just a glimpse into the mystery that had devoured his sister's laughter. He leaned closer, tiny nose crinkling against the dusty air. That's when it struck. A single claw, white as bone and dripping with an inky sheen, shot out from the box's inky depths. It moved with inhuman swiftness, a silent reaper in the moonlight's glow. It grazed Finn's throat, a whisper of a touch, and left behind a single crimson rose. His eyes, wide with unspoken terror, met mine for a fleeting moment. The question he never asked died on his lips, replaced by a choked gasp, swallowed by the darkness. He crumpled to the floor, limbs twitching in a silent dance with death. The bloom on his throat pulsed, a morbid beacon against the pale moonlight. My scream, ragged and raw, shattered the night's stillness. Maya, jolted awake, witnessed the horror and let out a cry that tore through my soul. We lunged towards Finn, but it was too late. The life that once sparkled in his eyes had dimmed, extinguished by a whisper and a claw. Grief, raw and agonizing, engulfed Maya. Tears cascaded down her face, each one a searing accusation against the box, against our vigil, against our shared misfortune. Finn's lifeless body, a small island of stillness in the storm of our pain, was a chilling testament to the box's merciless hand. It was then that the full weight of the box's malevolence became clear. It wasn't just a vessel for vengeance, it was a repository of lost souls, each yearning for freedom, each harboring a twisted hunger for the living. The head, once a victim like us, inched its way towards escape, driven by a relentless determination that sent shivers down our spines. Grief, raw and visceral, painted Maya's face as she discovered her brother's lifeless form, another victim claimed by the cursed artifact. Haunted by the unfolding nightmare, we devised a desperate plan, a macabre dance of vigilance. Sleep became a luxury we could no longer afford, replaced by the relentless watch over the box, never allowing it a moment's reprieve. Maya, haunted by her brother's fate and consumed by guilt, knew she couldn't keep the box. But passing the curse felt like a betrayal, a poisoned chalice offered to another soul. Yet, could she condemn an entire town to the clutches of this malevolent artifact? Her heart heavy with a decision she loathed, Maya devised a plan. Sean, her former love, had once broken her heart with callous disregard. He hadn't loved her, he'd loved the idea of her, a trophy to display on his shelf of conquests. Now, his own ego inflated by recent success, he seemed the perfect storm of bitterness and pride. His descent was slow, insidious. The darkness whispered promises of revenge, amplifying his past hurts, twisting them into venomous serpents that coiled around his soul. His charm, once dazzling, became caustic, his laughter a chilling rasp. He isolated himself, a fortress built from paranoia and bitterness. The box, however, wasn't content with just one soul. It craved more, its hunger ever expanding. Sean, consumed by its whispers, unwittingly invited others into his circle of darkness, drawn by his newfound magnetism. One by one, they fell prey to the box's insidious whispers, their own broken hearts and desires fueling its malevolent hunger. Old Oak, once a quiet town, became wrapped in an eerie feeling. Whispers of strange things happening, laughter that sent shivers down the spine, and shadows dancing at the edge of sight began to fill the air. Maya, watching from a distance, felt the weight of her choice pressing on her soul. She had hoped Sean would be the last victim of the box, but instead, she had unleashed a curse upon her hometown. The next day, news of Sean's disappearance spread through Old Oak like ripples of a tragic story. Some spoke of an accident, while others believed it was a curse born from the shadows. but nobody knew where Sean truly belonged anymore. Maybe he hid somewhere, plotting in the shadows to pass the darkness on to some unsuspecting soul. Grief, like a heavy cloak, settled upon Maya's shoulders. Yet, amidst the despair, a spark of defiance flickered. She realized that the box couldn't be destroyed, only passed on. It was a plague, destined to wander the shadows, seeking broken hearts and unfulfilled desires. So, she left Old Oak, becoming a modern-day Sisyphus, forever searching for the box to prevent it from devouring another broken soul and relieving her of its weight, fully aware of the horror she had unleashed. And I, the chronicler of curiosities, became an unwilling witness to this tragic cycle. The legend of the box persisted, whispered in dimly lit corners, a cautionary tale engraved in the scars of those it touched. The box, with its insatiable hunger and its endless game, would continue its journey through the darkness, leaving behind a trail of whispers and broken souls, a chilling reminder that some gifts are better left unopened. Remember, if you ever come across a curious cardboard box, 15 by 15 inches, seemingly light as a feather but swallowing light like a black hole, turn away. Do not, I repeat, do not open it. For within its depths lie not darkness, but 1,000 hungry souls eager to escape and find solace in another's misery.